Good morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever time you are watching this. This video is directly talking about 6th through 8th grade band. I have sent home many emails, and a lot of this information will be stuff that has been covered in emails. It's also going to be covered in the classroom management plan that you are having. First of all, let's talk about the concept of band being a flipped classroom this year. Band students who are in school, we will not be playing instruments in school. They will be playing instruments at home, and I'll get to the homebound component of that as well. But in school, we will be meeting twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. This year, 7th and 8th grade have been split into two separate classrooms, so that when we eventually would have the majority of the students here in school, students can be socially distanced in the band room appropriately. Should we be blessed to have a concert at the end of this year, 7th and 8th grade will be combined for the actual concert, but for rehearsals, we will be separate at this time. In class, we will be working on music theory. We will be working on listening to the assignments they're going to be working on at home, as well as going through specifics regarding their instruments on practicing those assignments. In addition, we will spend time in class on percussion-related activities. We will be doing percussion ensembles, whether your student plays flute or percussion. They will be playing percussion instruments in band. So we get to work on ensemble things such as balance, blend, and working with different parts going at the same time. So that's what we're going to focus on in class. At home, students will be practicing. This is for both homebound and for in-class students. Students are going to be required to turn in a weekly practice log. Students are going to be required to turn in a weekly video through Google Classroom. And I will go over more specifics of that in just a bit. I want to make sure before we even start, if your child is in 6th grade, they need to have Excellent on Achievement Book 1 in their possession. It's what we used last year. If you do not have that book, if it's been lost, please contact me and we'll make sure that you get ordered one. If you're in 7th grade, we will be using Excellent on Achievement Book 2. We were using that at the tail end of last year, and we'll be using it going into this year. For both 6th and 7th grade, additional materials will be given to students with their band folder. 8th grade, music and materials will be all supplied in your band folders. Should you need additional band supplies, such as reeds, bells, cork grease, all those, the school office does have them. And I will be sending home exactly what those prices are, so you can purchase reeds through the office. For those of you who are homebound, I will also give you online opportunities, because if you do not have a working reed, your instrument will not play. If your valves can't move, it won't play. So we need to make sure you have that equipment with you. Smart Music. We purchased a subscription to Smart Music for all students 6th through 8th grade. We used a little bit of Smart Music last year in virtual learning. This year we will be using it in a much more extensive way. So you will be the first week of school. I will be getting information from you on logging your students into Smart Music, and both homebound and in-school students will receive instruction on how to use it. And we will be using it. The beautiful thing about Smart Music is your students can play along with band recordings on their instruments. So music that we're going to be working on at home that we prayerfully will be playing in school someday, they can have the experience of playing with a band at the same time. And there's all sorts of practice applications to Smart Music as well. So we'll be, each student in band has a subscription to that, and we will be using that this year. Grading policy. Band is going to be graded on 3 things. The first thing, 40% of of your child's grade is going to be based on preparedness and rehearsal etiquette. For those of students who are in school, that means coming in and doing what you're supposed to. If your child comes in and listens, does what they're supposed to, guaranteed A for 40% of their grade. Students will not be bringing into class their instruments, at least at the start of the school year. So their music and their music folder and a pencil are to be brought to band at all times, and they need to have that. If they're missing that supply, that would bring down that grade for them. 40% of their grade will be performance tests and video check-ins. Students will be tested on music covered in class. We will be using both smart music and video and the Google Classroom for students to send weekly videos in to me. Some weeks it'll be just a video check-in where they play a specific part or piece for me or a scale, and then I will give them verbal feedback on their performance and what they can do to improve, what they are doing great, just basic feedback. That will be just a standard grade. They turn it in, they get this many points. Other video check-ins will be an actual performance test where there will be a rubric to it, where they will get actually graded on that. It'll be similar to what they did last year in virtual learning, in turning in those videos, but there will be inbound students will get a little more instruction in school. Those of you who are homebound, I will do my very, very best to give you what you need to learn the music. Finally, written work will be 20% of the grade. We will be working on music theory in class. Those concepts are fundamental to reading music. So in each week, students will have some type of written work that they need to complete, whether it is writing counting underneath rhythms, whether it is defining musical terms, whether it is actually going through things like dynamics and all those types of things. So they will have actual theory components each week through Google Classroom. For the homebound students, you will be given music enrichment activities. It is of utmost importance that you are participating in those enrichment activities that I will be providing you through Google Classroom. Even though you technically are not receiving a grade for band, if you do not participate in those, when you return, it is going to be very, very difficult to catch up. I will provide opportunities to get feedback for you so you can advance as a musician, but it is going to be up to you to take advantage of those. Which brings me to the next point. First of all, we are going to be participating in a bunch of virtual activities in band. One that is being worked on right now is the Illinois Grade School Music Association is talking about having a virtual solo contest in December. If you are a homebound student and you wish to participate in some of these types of activities like a virtual solo contest, you need to be turning in 90% of the assignments I am posting on Google Classroom to be able to participate in extra things like solo and ensemble contest, auditioning for ILMEA. For those types of things, if you are interested, 90% of assignments have to be turned in. Again, I will give you feedback on your assignments so that you know that you're learning along with the in-school students. Director's Award. If you are a homebound student and you're an 8th grader, you know all about the Director's Award. And let me just, so this is for 8th grade. For 8th grade, if you're a homebound and you are interested in your name being put on the ballot for the Director's Award at the end of the year, you need to turn in 95% of all assignments while you're a homebound. The other information on the Director's Award will come in the band classroom management guide that I'll be sending through email next week. That can be read, but I just want to make that clear to homebound students. You have to turn in 95% of your work if you wish to be put on the ballot for the Director's Award at the end of the year. Final thoughts on all of this. And I will be sending home a lot more information at the end of, through email next week. But there is no question that band looks different this year. My prayer is that band can be in person as the year goes on, but as we start this year, it is going to look different. And I just want to encourage each of you. We're going to try to do virtual performances. We're going to work on various activities that are exciting and hopefully musically enriching to all students. I look forward to seeing those of you who are going to be in school next week. Those of you who are homebound, I will be communicating with you via the internet and Google Classroom next week. But I wish each of you a wonderful start of the year. I look forward to seeing every student, hopefully, whether it's virtual or in class.